Hey, I'm Rue. Today we're talking about sprinkler pulsing. This is another sprinkler hack, and I guess this is turning into a bit of a series. Someone suggested in my last video that I talk about this. In that video, I talked about sprinkler consumption and how we can manipulate that to basically double the amount of sprinklers that we can get. So credit goes out to Swift Coyote and Restoration Workshop. They're the ones who've come up with and figured out this bit of knowledge. I'm just taking it and showing you how you can use it in a farm situation and just the potential that this has. So what is sprinkler pulsing? Well, you can see here I've got this circuit that's allowing us to pulse this sprinkler on and off, and it's giving me a greater output from that sprinkler. Normally it's best to stick to 3 to 5 large planter boxes per sprinkler, but you can see here I've got 6 large planter boxes all under this one sprinkler, and I'm sustaining full levels of this planter boxes. It's sticking around 9,000 mils. It is dropping a little bit because of the consumption from the hemp plants, but it's going to stay full. And because I'm growing hemp, I'm actually using more water than if I was growing berries. So you can see that this is a pretty powerful tool. This is the kind of trick that you're going to want to love, but you're going to hate. I can't stand the on and off constantly of the sprinkler. It drives me nuts. But if you can handle it, well, great. You can see that it works really, really well. So to show you what's going on, I'm going to show you this first here. I've got a barrel and it's got 5,000 mils of water in the tank. And it's going to feed that water to a fluid switch, which is going to be toggled on by this 60-second timer. So when the timer starts, that sprinkler is going to run for a minute straight, and it is going to feed this empty planter box. And if you watched my last video, you'll know that this planter box is going to fill to 180 mils. The sprinkler distributes water in 15 mil increments. So you can see that it's going up 15 mils at a time. When a sprinkler first receives water or is turned on, there will be a delay of 2.5 to 3 seconds before the first 15 mils. And then every 5 seconds after that, it will receive 15 mils until there's no more water, the sprinkler gets shut off, or whatever happens. See, and you can see here, so the sprinkler is done, and in that minute, I got 180 mils. Now, I'll show you this here. A sprinkler will consume 2 mils per second, but output 3 mils per second. You can see from how much water was used from the tank. I only used 120 mils over that minute, but I outputted 180 mils into the planter box. So that's that bonus 1 mil per second, 120 mils into the sprinkler, and 180 mils out of the sprinkler. But what I really want you guys to understand is that when you first activate a sprinkler, you're going to get a 2.5 to 3 second delay before that first 15 mil gets pushed out of the sprinkler. So now that we know that, this circuit is going to make a lot more sense. This is a pretty standard pulsing circuit, and if we hook this up to our power source, and if we were to turn it on, I'll show you. I've got this set to 3 seconds right here, and if I turn that on, say for 60 seconds, this is just going to power on and send a pulse every 3 seconds. We can then hook that up to our fluid switch to toggle it on. And same as before, I've got 5,000 mils in our barrel. That water is going to a sprinkler, and we are empty right here. And then I'm going to turn that on. And we'll watch and we'll wait. Okay, so now our 60-second timer is up, and if you look, I got 285 mils out of that 1 minute duration simply from pulsing this circuit. So what pulsing is doing is it's just restarting the sprinkler. So it's going to count that 3 seconds, send out that first 15 mil spurt of water, and then reset the circuit so that the sprinkler basically resets from the start. And we're forcing out more 15 mils spurts in that 1 minute than we were over here. And so you can see that's 105 mils more than what I was getting just running the sprinkler regularly. But if we look in our barrel, I still only used 120 mils. It doesn't have to be 3 seconds. I've got this set at 3 seconds, but you can go lower than that. I would suggest maybe starting out at 2.5 seconds. It might not work. It's very likely not to work with this short a time. So let's just see if this does. I'll turn it on. That's going to go. And if I look at my planter box, yeah, you can see I'm not getting any water at all whatsoever. So 2.5 seconds is just too short of a time frame. You're not going to get any water outputting. What I would say is maybe jump up by about 5/100ths every time to see how low you can actually get it. So we're going to go 2.55. I'll start that. Still not getting any water. I'll reset things. I'm going to try now 2.6. And there, see, it is getting 15 mils. So let's just see what happens for the whole minute, see how much water we get, and see how we do. And so right there, you can see I've got 315 mils. I'm getting a lot of extra water just from doing something like this. This timer is really, really simple to set up. I've got 3 rust watts coming in all together to this branch right here. And then I've set it so that 1 is coming out to our branch out into the blocker. The blocker then goes to the toggle on of the timer. And then 2 rust watts are going to come through this timer up to this branch right here. And I've got this branch set to 1 here so that 1 rust watt goes to the branch out into the block pass through of the blocker. And then that final rust watt is going to come up out here to toggle on and off the fluid switch. You might have to power the fluid switch. I don't have to power it right now because I'm using gravity, but if you do, you know, make sure that's powered. But as long as you're toggling that on using this circuit, you'll get this effect with your planter box and be able to extend the amount of water that you're using. I'll include a rustrition diagram in the description of this video. You can find it there, but it's really not that hard. You can apply it to any sprinkler situation that you wish. Now that we know how this works and why it works, we can see how we can use this circuit for our farms. And so what I've done is I've just got this in line from my pump to my sprinklers. And I started hooking this up, and this is the first time I've been using the fluorescent lights, and I really recommend these fluorescent lights cover a 2x3 area. And so 1 fluorescent light, 1 sprinkler, and these guys are happy. You know, they're looking good. They got no issues. You can do 4 of these sections if you've got enough rust watts. I really wanted all of this to fit onto 1 small battery, but to do a 4th floor, you need 17 rust watts. So I skipped out doing that floor just so you could see that I can do 6, 12, 18 large planter boxes just with 1 small battery alone. That's craziness. Like that's insane. If you really want to go big, you can take this sprinkler pulsing concept and you can combine it with last video's concept where I take 2 pumps and I feed it to a barrel, and then from that barrel I'm splitting that 12 mils to 12 different sprinklers, and with 12 2x3 sections I've got 72 planters here. Okay, this is a lot of planters. This is a big farm. This all is fitting on a medium rechargeable battery. So again, I'm using those fluorescent lights, and it's just insane, the power usage to be able to fit all of this on just a medium size battery and not even max that battery out. That's pretty wild. So the potential is really, really huge to save space and energy and water too. And finally, one last idea that we can apply this concept to. Let's pretend that we're a water catcher farmer, and we know that water supply is limited out in the middle of the map. So what we can do is we can set up an auto sprinkler timer circuit here in green. That's going to activate our pulsing circuit right here, which then toggles our fluid switch off and on. And that's just going to help us maintain 100% conditions. When we do that, these plants are growing, as fast as they possibly can, and we're just going to use a lot less water. So if I have God clone hemp plants to go from seedling to 0% ripe, with a system like this, I only need 8,000 mils from my source barrel. If I didn't use this circuit, if I just went from the auto sprinkler timer straight to our fluid switch pump, I would end up needing 12,000 mils roughly from our source barrel. And so you can see that that's a big savings. That makes a big difference in a grow like this, and it just stretches my water out a lot further than normal. So before I wrap up, I wanted to talk about this quickly. In my last video, I talked about how you could use that concept in saltwater farms, and so that's what this is, right? I'm on the ocean. I'm using 3 pumps to a combiner, and that's pumping water into the purifier, and then 12 mils is coming out of the purifier into my sprinkler system. And if I just daisy chain this one sprinkler after the other, I'm using up 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, all 12 mils from this system. But I can take that and I can expand it using this splitter tree so that each sprinkler is only using 1 mil each, and I'm still only using 12 mils from my purifier. It's just I'm expanding that out, so I've doubled the amount of sprinklers. I've still got 3 pumps going into the purifier, but I'm double right here. And that's it. That's sprinkler pulsing. That's how it works, and that's how you can use it in your farms. I hope you get a lot of cloth and teas and flowers out of something like this. And if you like what you see, like, subscribe, comment, let me know if you have any questions. I'll be sure to answer, and have fun. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.